The sooner we can find this energy source, the sooner we can get back home.
Holy asteroids! Space women! 3 of them! Man, oh man, oh man, the things I can do with 3 space women!
We are talking about the schlocky B-movie Space Babes from Outer Space. I guess you could describe this one as Flesh Gordon for 2018. So, Space Babes from Outer Space, originally a crowdfunded movie, I believe, is a knowingly kind of bad schlocky movie. It basically focuses on these 3 Barbarella-like space babes. And they are trying to escape the clutches of these aliens, but we learn through some exposition that they are basically the descendants of the males of these space babes that have kind of devolved into weird-looking scrotes, they call them. So there's everything here is puntastic, let me tell you. Anyway, these 3 space babes, led by Ellie Church, who you may know from the movie Harvest Lake. Basically pretty much run out of fuel and end up on Earth on this farm, and they have to get fuel to get home. And how do they get fuel? Well, it just handily through sexual energy, and then through some hilarious encounters with the kind of this town's inhabitants in the strip bar. They're able to collect sexual energy. So there you go. There's your kind of your movie. Don't be expecting Shakespeare with this one. But obviously this movie is knowingly meant to be crap. And I mean, we have, just to illustrate this, when we have a scene earlier on in the movie, we have literally the controls made out of tinfoil. I mean, it's that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's obviously knowingly meant to be a bad movie. But is it entertaining? Well, there's not a lot to it, if I'm completely honest. And you can watch this, and if you like a kind of a sci-fi sex romp comedy, this may be the ticket. Certainly the girls here are all very attractive. Ellie Church kind of like stands out as the one who I think has the most to do, as she kind of tries to kind of maybe have a relationship with this kind of like this farm boy who looks suspicious, like Borat. There you go. So yeah, other than that, it's lots of boobs, lots of bums, and lots of sexual innuendos. So that's pretty much the movie. So don't be expecting anything too deep. Certainly not going to be for everyone. It's, you know, arguably you could have, it's maybe not for everyone's sort of taste, and some people may find it in poor taste. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny, but all the jokes are very kind of on the same level, very kind of sex-based. There are some kind of like, you know, quite amusing puns here, lots of kind of sexual innuendo, but it comes a little bit samey after a while. I reckon any lack of depth in this movie is just, it ultimately becomes a little bit tiresome. But it is kind of fun. It is what it is. It's not trying to be anything else, I don't think. So this film is just knowingly want to be a kind of a cheap, schlocky, you know, B-movie ultimately. And, you know, I mentioned Flesh Gordon. That had more of a narrative, at least. This one doesn't really have so much of a story, to be honest, rather than kind of a, you know, an excuse basically to show lots of boobs. And there are many boobs in this one. In fact, I would say there's a scene in this movie where it is probably the most boobs you've seen on screen at one time. So there you go. That's probably the biggest selling point, I would say, with this one. I think Ellie Church is kind of like still to show here as the kind of the lead space babes. The other two look very similar, I've got to say. So they kind of, you can't remember which one you're kind of looking at. They kind of have a very similar look about them. But everyone, they're all pretty. Everyone here is kind of like, you know, suitably kind of dressed in sexy attire in regards to the space babes and stuff. And our male protagonist is suitably dorky, but somehow kind of pervy at the same time. So it's meant to be what it's meant to be. So if you were into this kind of thing, yeah, check it out, but it's obviously meant to be for a niche audience. That niche audience, I will give it a 5 out of 10. Have you seen it? What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.